What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Asus G15 Advantage gameplay video for you guys today. And today, we're checking out Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. And then I can do this one, and then the Alienware, and then I gotta stop because of the Nouveau. But hey, at least that means I can do a lot more than just one or two options and move on. But at the same time, from what I found out on the small form factor PC, it's one of those games where lowering the settings from like ultra down to high doesn't really do anything. Turning off ray tracing, at least on an NVIDIA GPU, doesn't really do anything going from at least standard to off. Now, it might be different on an older RDNA 2 GPU like this, so we still might give that a shot. But at the same time, if I run the benchmark and it's like a frame different or two, I'm just gonna say, nah, screw that, that's just a waste of your guys' time. So at that point, then we'll just probably move on to 1440 or something like that. Start out at 1080, of course. But with that said, let's go do some gaming.
Alrighty, this thing defaulted to medium settings, so I figured screw it though. We've got a little bit of extra VRAM. Let's at least try high settings preset out first, with native and all that first. Then we'll try upscaling. I'm not going to use FSR because this thing, I believe this game doesn't even support FSR in the first place. I think it's like 2.2 or something like that. I was like, wow, that's pretty sad. So instead I used XeSS when the time comes for upscaling. But for now, we try native, since 1080p shouldn't be that hard to run, and upscaling, and a lot of times, doesn't help too much. Quality can do okay, but most of the time under that, it doesn't help that much. Well, alright, it actually did a lot better than I thought it was going to do. I figured, again, kind of like when I tried 4K and maxing it out on my small form factor PC, I thought that was going to be like 20 FPS, but I think they ended up being similar. I think this actually ended up winning. I think the other one was like 38 or something like that, and this is 43. I'd never really be able to tell the difference between those two FPS without frame rate counter or benchmark like this, though. Either way, let us go see what it's like in actual gameplay.
Hold fast! She's on us! Can you see her? Man the cannons! Our helmsman's dead! Someone take the wheel! Bring us close, Kenway! We can scuttle her! Give a good broadside! Ready! Uncork the cannons, lad! Fire! This fleet is right to the edge! The shot we have! Flames! Get in there, you mongrel! Sod it! Damn! Come on, mate. We're off to a bad start. We could work together on this. It's 100 leagues or more to Havana. Will you walk that distance?
So, we'll go ahead and turn on a little upscaling now. Like I said before, I don't usually go under quality when I have to do it when I'm moving to a base of 1080p. Since we're already so low already, it doesn't generally help too awful much. Half the time it'll just make me have a bigger CPU bottleneck than I'm already having. But I think this game is actually getting, like, decent performance even with all of that. So, who knows? This might be one of the rare instances where we could also try it balanced and even performance and had it not look completely horrible. Those two never look that great at this resolution, but sometimes they don't look completely horrible, like FSR tends to, unless it's 4. So here we go, with a little upscaling. We were close to 60 average, but still couldn't quite get there. But I wasn't really expecting us to, not with the ray tracing turn up really high. So still, as long as it stays over 30, that's fine for a lot of people. Me, I want my 60 plus. But, I mean, I don't need 200 FPS in a game like this either. That's why I usually just like, around 100. 90 to 100 is plenty. Anywhere, even 80 is fine. But just as long as it's over 60. Regardless, though, let's go get ourselves a little gameplay.
Keep your distance! Gosh, Git. Where's he running to? Could be something in those pockets.
So, now, I figured why don't we go ahead and just turn ray tracing off altogether, because I noticed on the small form factor PC, going from standard to maxed out, like what do they call it, executive, didn't really seem to be great, so I figured just turn it off. And even that's only was like on that computer like 12 FPS difference, which is still a substantial amount, don't get me wrong. But either way, let's go hop on in, let's see what this thing can do. So, here we go, this time without any ray tracing and just native 1080. We almost got 60 FPS even on high preset. Not bad for a thing that's mid-range on a newer game. Now, if you want 60 plus all the time, you're going to have to just go play the old game. Just like I told people on the handhelds and stuff. I think the older version just runs a little better. Is it going to look as better as this does maxed out? I don't know. Some would argue they like the old one better, but factually, no. It's not going to look as good as this one, but you might get a lot more FPS, and I don't know. I like FPS more than graphics most of the time.
Forget what I said. We can start over.
Off, you vulture!
This one vanishes into shadow. And now we've drawn swords, mate. I'm beginning to think you're not keen on my aid.
My business bears greater purpose than a thief like you could comprehend. I warned you.
Why the ill temper? Hiding something? We don't have to fight. Let's make a deal.
Filthy cutpurse!
That looks painful.
Die, you leech!
Senor Duncan Walpole, I accept your most generous offer and await your arrival with eagerness. If you truly possess the information we desire, we have the means to reward you handsomely. Though I will not know your face by sight, I believe I can recognize the costume made infamous by your secret order. Therefore, come to Havana in haste, and trust that you shall be welcomed as a brother. Su más humilde servidor, el gobernador Laureano Torres y Ayala.
Mr. Walpole, let's collect your reward.
So now we're going to go ahead and turn on a little upscaling to quality. Since we're only at a base of 1080, I didn't want to, go too much lower than that. Sometimes it can still help, but from my testing, a lot of the times going in lower, that just makes it look a hell of a lot worse, and you don't really get too much more FPS. But there are still some circumstances where that is not true, and you can go all the way to performance and get a bunch of more FPS. It just won't look very good. Anyway, though, that is the bottom. So let's go ahead and go see what it can do now. So we did average 70, which is nice. Now, I think there's still some spots where you might drop down into the high 50s still. But you will at least average over 60 FPS, which is what most people want. So it is possible. It just needs some help from some upscaling. But that's exactly what I thought upscaling should be for. Helping an older system like this still be able to play newer games. Not, make a brand new computer that just got made, just barely able to play.
That schooner'll do me just fine. If only I can preserve some of its crew.
Quiet, you bleeding pirate! You'll hang for the mess you made out there!
Sir, I had nothing to do with this attack. My crew and I had merely anchored to water and resupply.
Hold it! Stop them! Give me one reason I shouldn't vent your skull.
Take my sugar! Take anything you like!
So now real quick, I figured we'd just do what settings I'd go with, and I'd actually just kind of do what it defaulted to with some quality upscaling on top of that. And from my experience, it pretty much stayed above 60 the whole time. I think there was one spot when we got to Havana where it kind of dropped into like 58, 59 or something like that for a split second, and then spicked right back up to like 75 to 80. So there's something there it just doesn't like. I'm not quite sure if it's a CPU thing or what, or if the GPU just isn't powerful enough for it. Either way, we're gonna go do a bench and then we'll see how it does. So with these settings, we averaged 81. I think later on we actually achieved more since I'm able to use balanced, since we use a base of 1440p later. So it's actually kind of nice. Upscaling kind of sucks when you're at such low base resolutions. Other than DLSS, that one can still work some magic if you use the right presets and whatnot, but if you just let the game do its thing, even that doesn't really usually look that stellar. I can tell you from that $400 or technically $500 thing with the 2070 Super in it. But anyway, let's go see what this thing can do, and then we'll move on to 1440p.
By God's grace, sir, you saved me. A profusion of thanks.
Is that yours?
It is my vessel, yes. But here lies its poor captain, and I have no art for sailing.
I can pilot her myself, no mind.
You don't mean to abscond with my ship, do you?
I'm Duncan. What's your name, friend?
Steed Bonnet.
Well, Mr. Bonnet, let this stay twixt us. But I'm on a secret errand for His Majesty the King, God save him, and I must get to Havana with speed.
Ah, that is a relief, sir. Havana is also my destination. Our ways lie together.
Natural allies, then.
You put me at ease, sir. To think I took you for a pirate when you first appeared.
Did you?
Yes. You have uncommon way of handling yourself. Quick and easy, if I may say. Gave me quite a fright. But all things considered, I think it's turned out to be a rather fortuitous day, hasn't it? Lacking a rowboat, I'm afraid we'll have...
So here we go with 1440. I figure we'll do the exact same thing. I can almost guarantee you that doing this native with ray tracing on like the higher setting and not just off is not going to go too off well. Because I think it was barely able to get like, what was it, 43 average or something like that, or 46. I think this time it gets like 28 or 32 or something like that, and basically spends most of its time under 30 FPS. But I could be wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of another system. I did do quite a few. But hey, let's go hop in and then we'll find out. So we got 31, and it does indeed drop under 30 quite frequently, especially when you dive like underwater. And then when you get like to this part where you have to dive underwater for the first time, there's like explosions and stuff, and you pop out from under the water, and man, does it get really stutter. I think it dropped down into the low 20s. So not what I would call playable anymore. Now, however, when we include some upscaling in the mix, then it's not quite so bad anymore. Not what I'd call perfect, but a lot of people would be able to play then. Still, we'll get a little gameplay like this just to show you what it's like.
Hold fast! She's on us! Can you see her? Man the cannons!
Our helmsman's dead! Someone take the wheel!
headway! This fleet are right to the end! We'll give a good broadside! Ready! The magazine! It's going out! Douse the flames! Get in there, you mongrel! Oh!
Damn!
So, now we'll try with some of that upscaling, and since we're using a higher base resolution, we can actually do balanced and not have it look completely terrible. In fact, to my eyes, it still looks a little better like this than playing with it on quality at 1080p did. But I don't know, maybe my eyes are just playing tricks on me. You guys can be the judge of that. I always just tell you what I think. I don't tell you what to think. But alright, let's go ahead, do a quick bench. So, we got ourselves 61, so a lot more playable now just by doing that. Still gonna drop quite a bit under frequently, down into the 50s and maybe even high 40s, but at least that's over 30, and we're not constantly dropping into the low 20s anymore. But alrighty, let's go hop onto the game though, and let's see what that's like actually playing the game, because benchmarks only tell half the story after all.
We could work together on this. Come on, mate. We're off to a bad start. It's 100 leagues or more to Havana. Will you walk that distance?
Keep your distance!
Gosh, git. Where's he running to?
So now let's turn that ray tracing off completely. That's what we did last time, going back to native 1440. Still, it's not going to get a 60 plus, but I'm just curious. And it's the same thing we did at 1080, so I'm sure people are curious. I think on one or two of these, I forgot to even go through this freaking page. So sorry about that if I did that. I can't remember if I did that or not. But I don't know. I feel like one of them I didn't quite see this part. when I got to the end of it, and I was still on the first page, but maybe I'm just getting in my own head about it. Either way, it is benchmark time. Well, see what I mean? It got over 30 FPS, but I think there may be a spot here and there that may still drop under 30 at times. But hey, at least it's not constantly in the 20s or anything like that, like it was when we first started the game with the ray tracing like on high. I think we had medium, but it was still on like the highest setting of ray tracing, just to be clear. But either way, let's go hop on in the actual game now and just see what this translates to actual gameplay.
Might have left something behind.
Forget what I said. We can start over.
Off, you vulture!
This one vanishes into shadow.
Now we're going to go ahead and try turning on some upscaling, just to balance again. Since we're at 1440p, it doesn't look bad. Didn't look great at 1080. But it still might have given us some more performance. I just kind of looked at one spot real quick, put it on for a second, I don't know, that does not look very good. And then went back to the other one, the quality, at least at 1080p, base resolution. Anyway though, let's go see how it did with a quick bench. So now, without ray tracing, we went up to 72. I think, the first time we had it with the upscaling, I think we got 61, didn't we? So we got basically 11 FPS. So a nice little uptick, but not as much as, a lot of people would say. A lot of people think that ray tracing takes up 30, 40 FPS. And in certain games it does. But more often than not, it's usually like 8 to 10. But hell, that's a lot when you're barely hitting 60. So now we can at least hit an average of 60. Will it still drop under here and there? Probably. But most of the time, we'll be good. And anyway, we still have another thing to test after we're done with this. But first, let's hop into the actual game.
And now we've drawn swords, mate. I'm beginning to think you're not keen on my aid.
My business bears greater purpose than a thief like you could comprehend. I warned you.
Why the ill temper? Hiding something? We don't have to fight. Let's make a deal.
Filthy cutpurse!
That looks painful.
Die, you leech!
Try this!
Senor Duncan Walpole, I accept your most generous offer and await your arrival with eagerness. If you truly possess the information we desire, we have the means to reward you handsomely. Though I will not know your face by sight, I believe I can recognize the costume made infamous by your secret order. Therefore, come to Havana in haste, and trust that you shall be welcomed as a brother. Su más humilde servidor, el gobernador Laureano Torres y Ayala.
Mr. Walpole, let's collect your reward.
So now we're going to go ahead and just do the settings I would play with. So that includes just doing upscaling. And again, just dropping it down to the preset of medium. This is what it had technically started out with, but I figured, hey, let's just try one above, just for fun. But I do believe now we stay over 60 like 99% of the time. I think there still is a time here or there where it might drop under though. So we got 82 average now. So not bad. I think that's actually about the exact same we got when we were doing 1080p. Probably because it's about the same resolution at the end of the day, since one's a higher, going one down at a one higher resolution probably puts you right back to where you were before. I could be wrong, but that's just kind of what I'm imagining, seeing as though we're getting about the same performance. But either way, now let's go get ourselves a little actual gameplay.
That schooner'll do me just fine. If only I can preserve some of its crew.
Our destination is Havana. I'm just a merchant.
Quiet, you bleeding pirate. You'll hang for them estimate out there.
Sir, I had nothing to do with this attack. My crew and I had merely anchored to water and resupply.
Hold it! Stop them! Give me one reason I shouldn't vent your skull.
Take my sugar! Take anything you like! By God's grace, sir, you saved me. A profusion of thanks.
Is that yours?
It is my vessel, yes. But here lies its poor captain, and I have no art for sailing.
I can pilot her myself, no mind.
You don't mean to abscond with my ship, do you?
I'm Duncan. What's your name, friend?
Steed Bonnet.
Well, Mr. Bonnet, let this stay twixt us. But I'm on a secret errand for His Majesty the King, God save him, and I must get to Havana with speed.
Oh, that is a relief, sir. Havana is also my destination. Our ways lie together.
Natural allies, then.
You put me at ease, sir. To think I took you for a pirate when you first appeared.
Did you?
Yes. You have uncommon way of handling yourself. Quick and easy, if I may say. Gave me quite a fright. But all things considered, I think it's turned out to be a rather fortuitous day, hasn't it? Lacking a rowboat, I'm afraid we'll have to swim to my ship.
Hardly the worst thing to happen.
Welcome aboard, Duncan. She's a modest schooner, but well suited to my purpose, trafficking cargo from my plantation and such.
She'll do fine.
If you are so inclined, you may steer her yourself. My helmsman and quartermaster were among those killed.
Get them along.
Ready yourselves, lads. The Spanish Navy hunts in packs, and we make for Havana.
Ahoy!
Has a good feel. We'll first strike to half sail to get ourselves moving.
Ah, there's a tug of the wind at my hair. Ah, I find a bracing comfort in the feel and smell of the ocean. The raw stink of possibility.
That's a top way of seeing it, mate. There's a strong wind now. Let's strike to full, shall we?
We've really opened it up now, haven't we? Ha ha! Oh, what a magnificent creature! You're a natural sailor, Duncan.
I did a decent trick at the helm some time ago. 2 years before the mast as a privateer.
Dash my buttons. Your life seems a grand one, if I may say. So full of adventure. How marvelous.
I've seen my share of strangeness, aye.
Lively Havana. I'd been here once before. It was a truly awful pleasure.
See someone you know?
No. Just putting on a friendly face. I shouldn't want to be mistaken for a pirate again.
Right. Flash rogue like yourself must be cautious.
Yeah. Mad to think Spain and England were at war 2 years ago, isn't it? Here I am, bartering with Spaniards like they were my cousins. Something wrong, Duncan?
No, it's nothing. Sand in my hampers. So where's the best squad in town? I'm dying for a quick kip. Or a siesta, should I say.
I'm just headed to a public house now to meet some merchants. I could show you the way.
Well, lead on.
I hope you'll tarry a bit while I conduct my meeting. It'd be a great relief to have a man of your stature nearby, in case of a misunderstanding.
I can hang about. I might have a drink.
Splendid. A drink. Gracious! What a revolting sight.
But they don't take kindly to pirates here, do they? Wonder how many stolen reals bought these men this purge.
¡Oh! ¡Jesús! ¿Por qué ha venido eso?
Hola, ladies.
You don't know these women, do you?
No, they charge money for that kind of privilege. A few dozen reals for every hour.
Well, alright, let's get ourselves a little camera recorded gameplay here. And then we'll move on to 1440p. I know there was a chest up here somewhere. But where is it? Cool secret area. I think I remember. I think it was right by this thing. Yep. Alright, I think after that though we got everything we can get. I saw a map earlier. But it's the one in the area I was used to, and it said it was up high, and I was like, I don't see any place to go higher, so I don't know what the heck's going on here. Because usually we get some secret stuff in here. I mean, there's still a little bit. But you used to be able to search for buried treasure, like right here. But whatever, at least they still leave you a little bit of stuff. You're not going to need none of that stuff. I think even if you make a new game, I don't think the little secret thing that was here reappears. But if you come over here, there's a cool little secret key. I think it's something they said something about, like, the stat points or something. I can't remember, but there's something secret there. Just remember to grab it before you leave.
You can thank Duncan here. Welcome aboard, Duncan. She's a modest schooner, but well suited to my purpose, trafficking cargo from my plantation and such.
Gentle fine.
If you are so inclined, you may steer her yourself. My helmsman and quartermaster were among those killed.
Ready yourselves, lads. The Spanish Navy hunts in packs, and we make for Havana.
There's a good feel. We'll first strike to half sail to get ourselves moving.
There's a tug of the wind at my hair. I find a bracing comfort in the feel and smell of the ocean. The raw stink of possibility.
Yeah. That's a top way of seeing it, mate.
We've really opened it up now, haven't we? Oh, what a magnificent creature!
We got a whale.
You're a natural sailor, Duncan.
I did a decent trick at the helm some time ago. 2 years before the mast as a privateer.
That's my buttons. Your life seems a grand one, if I may say. So full of adventure. How marvelous.
I've seen my share of strangeness, aye.
Yeah, there's still probably gonna be some spots it does drop under 60.
Just putting on a friendly face. I shouldn't want to be mistaken for a pirate again.
Right. Flash rogue like yourself must be cautious.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? End of the world? No. But it will drop under 60 from time to time.
Mad to think Spain and England were at war 2 years ago, isn't it? Here I am, bartering with Spaniards like they were my cousins. Nothing wrong, Duncan?
No, it's nothing. Sand in my hampers. So where's the best squad in town? I'm dying for a quick kip. Or a siesta, should I say.
I'm just headed to a public house now to meet some merchants. I could show you the way.
Well, lead on.
I hope you'll tarry a bit while I conduct the meeting. It'd be great to have a man of your stature nearby in case of a misunderstanding.
I can hang about. I might have a drink.
Splendid. Drink.
Alright, see, that's a cool feature. I don't remember if that was always there, but I always thought it would be nice to just have a button that could follow them instead of trying to match their stuff.
Wonder how many stolen reals bought these men this purge.
Anyway, though, let us move on to 1440p.
Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. And funny enough, it seemed like we almost got better performance doing the 1440p with the settings I'd recommend, which are really just the default medium settings with a little upscaling helping it out too. But I think we were dropping slightly under 60 in Havana and stuff, but then on this one, we were staying slightly above. But hey, that's because we went with balanced upscaling. I didn't really want to do that when we were already at a base of 1080. I figured it looked really, really bad. Usually just even quality, most upscalers look bad, unless you can do 4 or DLSS. Then it can look all right at quality. But the rest of them, not so much. But at least this wasn't so bad. This still looked better than the FSR did, at least to my eye. So that's why I went with it. FSR, I think, gave us more FPS, just didn't look as good. So if you don't mind it looking a little worse and you want a few more FPSs, you could just use FSR instead of Intel's solution. Just as a suggestion. Anyway though, that is all for the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And I'd do a peace out with that hand, but I want that pinky working better first. So instead, left-handed peace out, and until the next video.